each technique of Aikido is a technique of connection. And that level of connection is not dualistic. It's not I connect with you. The technique is, this technique comes from connection. So for instance, in Shiho Nage, there are various technical things you do. Right? You can do this, for instance. This allows you to go forward. Right? Right. Comes from the sword. Right? But actually, if we're connected, I don't have to do anything. So we learn the technique to learn a connection, and we realize the reality of that connection because it shows from our partner. It's through my partner that I polish myself. But what am I polishing? My self-defense. Our moves are done as connection. Right? For instance, even Ikkyo. So, even Ikkyo, like the old form of Ikkyo, we did this. But actually, and so what happens? Right. His intent. So in Aikido, you work with the intent. Right. We've learned. But higher level, which is the connection, is he's already here. There's no separation. There's no separation. So my intent, by understanding the technique, I can then work on connection. So I don't think of the technique at all. So if I want to do just a good technique, which, I can go, I'll do a good technique. I'm going to do this technique. I thought I could do that. Okay. But because so the technique has various parts of it. First of all, I have to be able to get that reaction, right? So if there's no key in my hand, for instance, or if I'm afraid, right? So I go off to the side. This is what happens, right? So I have to go right there. Right? So we learn, right? So we learn connection. Then from that, we have the way the body moves according to ki. So we have both, right? We open the sign. So now, the ki goes. And all I'm trying to do is put my movement, or allow my movement to follow the principles of Aikido, Aikido is not self-defense, because the idea of self-defense, that's the very self that you want to get rid of it. We say self-defense, what? And self-defense implies I'm me, a separate person in my story. In that story, somebody attacks me and I must defend myself. If I don't defend myself, they get me. Very, very logical, but unfortunately, completely illusory. Aikido is not dualistic. But O-sensei talked about it sometimes in dualistic or semi-dualistic terms. Sometimes he talked about it in non-dualistic terms, but fundamentally it's not dualistic. So that's what I said on my website. What we're doing is Advaita Aikido. Advaita in Sanskrit means not two. In no sense they actually said. In Aikido, there is no enemy, there's not even a partner. There's just the universe as it is. So what does that mean? Of course, we have partners. So the partner, through our partner, we polish ourselves and we learn through the partner to connect with what is actually all there is anyway. To connect out of the illusion of the separate self. Now, there are ways of doing this, particularly this vision is one which is held in Buddhism, especially in the Tibetan form of Dzogchen, but also in various forms of Buddhism. But Aikido is not Buddhism, it's Bu, but quite close in that sense.